Check, check. Can you hear me now? Testing, testing. Okay, well I see levels. Hey. Alright, sorry about that. I was just saying... well, I said so many things, but now I guess I gotta say them all again. So yeah, I was saying we left off where we finished this guy's art. We've got him rigged and skinned, basically, at least. We've got some preview animations that we can use to test, and they all look good. So next up, we need to start actually getting him working and, moving around and fighting us. So that is fun. And what I was saying is I might try something a little different. I've got an idea to retarget his old Blender animations to his new rig. And I don't know if that's going to work or not, but what more fun way to try it than to just do it live on stream, right? But yeah, so here we go. We've got some flinch animations, we got some other flinch animations, got some walking animations, but I really want those old original Deadlock animations. So I'm gonna take a little bit here and I'm gonna try to find them. I think I have them in here somewhere. So yeah, just bear with me while I search, and yeah, in the meantime, you all can tell me what you've been up to. How's the audio? You picking up a lot of background noise? My environment's a little loud, but I've got the filter. Maybe it's doing its job, but I don't know. Cool, cool. Surviving hurricanes mostly. I know the feeling. Yeah. Dude, apparently we shouldn't joke about it. Here in Central Florida, and even from what I hear up in Tallahassee, it wasn't that bad. But apparently it was really bad further north, like in Georgia and the Carolinas. So yeah, apparently those guys had a really rough time of it. And they're like all flooded and stuff. Let's see, yeah, so I've got this. Yeah, they did. Alright. Heard the faintest cry in the background. Yeah, it's nap time right now, which means it's cry time. I can relate. Okay, who remembers how to use Blender? How do I see if there's animations in this file? I guess the fact that there's no keys here means there's no animations. Do I dare open up Unity and Unreal and Stream all at the same time? Select the skeleton, and then if the dope sheet doesn't show anything, there's no animation. Okay. So I guess there's no animation on here. Alright, I'm opening up Unity so I can try to track down where those animations live. Right. Okay, searching back into my memory to remember where this file lives. That wasn't so bad. Spawn this guy in and see if I can track down his animation clips. Oh, here they are. This is what I want. Pizzazz Fire 1. Aha. Well, here's his running animation. Okay. Is it possible there's more than one animation in this file? I'm having a hard time remembering how Blender works. Let's see, gonna see if I can export this too as FBX. Unlikely there's more than one. Well that's a problem then, because these are not technically, like, see, these are Unity anim files. So I'm not sure if I can export these as FBX. Can't even open them. Export package. That's for going between different Unity versions. It'll just export the same anim file. Darn. I was really hoping I could get these in Blender. Well, we can at least get the run. See how this looks. Yeah, he's microscopically tiny. Okay, well, we've got this classic animation at least. See, go up a level, see if they exist anywhere else. Yeah, I'm only seeing this one in terms of an actual Blender file. They have shield bash animations. I think these are for the originals though, from Root. All the Deadlock stuff is in DDoS, I'm pretty sure. Pizzazz Fire 1. How do I even preview this? Can I even preview it? Oh look, it's in here as an element. Hang on. Play automatically. That's the animation that I want. I don't know if y'all can hear my desktop. That was really loud. Can y'all hear that? Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, that's run. Try opening the folder itself, not through Unity. Well, this is the folder. So see, we only have this one blend file. Okay. I think they've all got to be in here somehow. I know there is a way to have multiple clips. Because all these came from somewhere. Like, these came from Blender. And I think the way we used to do this is we would just drag the clips out. Because also, used to be able to have multiple clips in here. I wonder if I could export FBX. Like an animated FBX. I'll look up this thing about Blender real quick. I think this is what I was looking for. Action editor, and then if there were more in here, they'd show up here. Darn it. Okay, that doesn't bode well. I don't think I have any more animations in this file, so how did these get here? Why can't I even open these in the animation window? Here, okay, here we go. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. Oh, and look at that. There's the animation event to fire the gun. That's almost the way I want to do it, but I want to use a, I want to use an anim notify state, not just keys, because these could be skipped by the animation system interrupting or something. Skeleton. This is what I want right here. Can I export this somehow? Apparently you can export FBXs with animation, but I'm afraid that is only in later versions of Unity. FBX exporter. 2019 or later. We are nowhere near 2019. Interesting. Okay, maybe. Let's see, do I have another Unity installed? Yeah, let's try this. Maybe I can migrate this into a newer Unity and from there export the FBX. And then from there retarget it. That would be great. So I'm creating a new Unity 2020 project right now. Let's go ahead and try this. So export package. Let's go ahead and take all of these. I said export, there we go. Alright, Unity's still opening. So yeah, basically, if I can open these... Oh, you know what, I need to migrate him too, don't I? Because I'll need the rig. Probably. Yeah, so the idea is import this to the new Unity, then use the FBX export. Check. What is going on here? Sorry, 1 second. Hello, check. Does that sound alright? How's the audio sound? For a second, I was hearing myself through my microphone. Camera. Oops. Thanks, Windows. Try to open NVIDIA Broadcast and it does a Bing search for NVIDIA Broadcast. Alright, hello. Sorry about whatever that was. Well, in the meantime, Unity has opened up. So, let's see if this works. I'm cautiously optimistic, but only cautiously. Let's import this package. Okay, there's that. Let's import this. Okay, so that works. Let's try swapping it out. Alright. So we're back to where we were, but in 2021. So now I need the FBX exporter, which I think is a package. FBX exporter. This will be quite the journey if it works out. Okay, export to FBX. That looks promising. Okay, and let's rename that. I promise I'm not doing anything interesting on the other monitor, just renaming files. Okay, so now let's try this. Okay, so I need to generate a new skeleton for him because they're not going to match. So, import. Alright. Got a new skeletal mesh, but no animation. Didn't we get the animation with it? Oh, come on. One sec. Check. Something's weird going on. I might have a loose USB plug or something. And yeah, I know the camera's off. One sec. Yeah, I think my USB just keeps unplugging or something. Alright. There we go. Import animations. Oh, heck yeah. Okay, so we've got our animation in Unity now. Or sorry, in Unreal now. Now, let's see how this works. Retarget to the new guy. Oh no! Oh, he's huge. Darn. IK retargeter could not find source root bone. Okay, so we may have to do some manual retargeting. Which I haven't had to do for a little while. Alright. Chain mapping. Oh wow. So you found Harrison's in the chat talking about he's the other dev, talking about how he's looking through his files to see if he's got anything that I don't. And that's interesting. Yeah, you found some animations for a creature we were working on. Here we go. So what I'm doing now is I'm looking through these auto-generated... Oh, you know what? I've generated these twice. Let me start that over. But so I'm looking for... Basically, this is having trouble retargeting them because the skeleton naming is very different. So I'm gonna try to update it manually. Because yeah, obviously that's not right. But you can see it's getting some parts, like some of the skeleton bones are targeting, just not all. Okay. Alright, so we've got these now. And yeah, see, this is the problem. It's not finding any of these chains. It got the head and it got the spine, and that's why it was working the way that it was. So as I go through and update this, it should begin working. Set retarget route. Trying to see if this uses the pelvis for anything. So we've got from spine 1 to spine 4. We've got the head. Let's see, add right arm. This is definitely being a little tricky. Oh, nice, you found the old guard blend files. Huh, do I need those? I think this is gonna work fine, because they're gonna have the same skeleton problems that these have. Oh, that's looking a little better. know what part of the problem could be. Could be that I need this guy in his neutral pose. I did find earlier, didn't I? Okay, here we go. This is an example of why it's important to be careful when you build your rigs. Alright, this is kind of just doing more harm than good, so I'm just going to delete all this and start over. Unreal might crash. Okay, new skeletal mesh that's in its neutral pose. And now we can... Oh, hang on. I might have imported that on the wrong skeleton. Or maybe that was just the thumbnail showing something that was cached. There's so many little things. So hang on, where's import animation? I need that on. Yep, okay. Alright, okay, failed to merge bones, what? Yes? Let's see what that does. Well, that's no good. It does have the right motion. I don't know, guys. This may not be working out so well. We're probably just gonna have to make new animations. Alright. Maybe I'll come back to this another time. But for now, let's not worry about this, because I think it's more trouble than it's worth. So let's do this instead. Let's start working on our weapon equipping and attaching logic. I'm making a blueprint for our enemy weapon. Just use the same pistol that the player uses for now. Although, oh no, hang on. I'm getting ahead of myself now. There's a lot more groundwork I need to do for this. One of the cool things about VR is you can make a cool weapon and not really worry about animating it. Not true. No, we still need to animate them. If anything, it's more work because you can see it real close, so like the slides gotta cycle and all that good stuff. And it won't work the same way as the enemies will handle it, so we can't reuse the animations like we can on a normal game. So it's just more view model hand animations. Yeah, you don't have to make view model hand animations, but that's not really the hard part. So I've got a little problem here because I do have some firing animations from some packs that could conceivably be used as like stand-ins, but they're really not the ones that I want. Yeah, because since it's VR, I want them to have like a really long build-up, like charge-up. It's really difficult to get a juicy first-person firing animation. Yeah, whereas the VR juiciness is all on the player. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, true. I see what you mean. We do, so something I do need to work on still is we have no recoil or anything on the guns, you know, they just kind of fire. And so we needed them to sort of like kick back in the hand, which, you know, kind of presents its own interesting problems. I'm going to try re-importing these animations one more time, because I think it would be really good to have them. Because I think the stock animations are just not going to quite do what we're after. Yeah. We've been playing the Half-Life 2 VR game, and oh man, yeah. Okay, let's take a little break and rant for a minute about Half-Life 2 VR and how cool it is. I couldn't believe how much Half-Life 2 VR felt like what I expected Half-Life Alyx to be. Dude, like playing Half-Life 2 V, like I was just shocked by how much Half-Life 2 VR felt like it was intended to be a VR game. Like the manhacks, when the manhacks come flying down the tunnel and you've got to, swing your crowbar at them and they, go spiraling out of control. That was cooler than anything that happened in Alyx, because there's no crowbar in Alyx. So they had manhacks, and the manhacks were neat, but they didn't have like the physics. Like they just sort of hover and you just shoot them with the pistol, or one of your one-handed Half-Life Alyx VR guns, which was just boring. But the manhacks in Half-Life 2 are like so much more reactive, so much more dynamic. I couldn't believe it. It really felt like it was intended to be a VR game from the beginning. Yeah, it really is what every VR shooter should be. And yeah, the way the guns recoil, the way that, the way the SMG, like that SMG worked exactly the way I thought it should, which is, you can fire it with one-handed because it's tiny and it feels like you should be able to, but it just kicks like crazy. But when you hold it with two hands, it just works so much better. And you can stabilize it and actually aim down the little red dot sight, and it's still not like accurate, but it just feels good for like clearing corners and stuff like that, which is exactly how I pictured that little Half-Life SMG would work. And that the magical invisible underbarrel grenade launcher on that thing in VR was just amazing. It's so, they did such a good job on that mod. It shows that all the gimmicky VR puzzle stuff is never as cool as just a cool enemy in VR. Yeah, like that game proves to me what that if I had played that when we first started VR development, I would have stuck with VR development, because what I learned, what I was picking up by looking at other VR games was that, we couldn't do the things that we could do on desktop, which were, have a life-size city with, enemies and, fast-paced combat, kind of one versus many combat interspersed with puzzle solving, which is something actually really unique to Half-Life, I think, and that's kind of a whole separate conversation, but there should be more of that. Anyway, but so, it seemed to me back in 2016, looking at the crop of VR games that came out that year, that VR was going to be, you're stuck in a room scale wave defense kind of situation. And that was cool, but, the novelty wore off really fast. What Half-Life 2 VR proves is that you can have a game that was a game first, and it's like a full game, and VR can come alongside and give you a new way to interact with that game, and that is actually cool. That actually gets me kind of excited. So yeah, I'm very interested to see what we can do with VR now. Now that people are a little more ready to kind of take that leap and, maybe get out of their comfort zone a little more. Let's see. They tried so hard to do stuff. Harrison says they tried so hard to do stuff that could only work in VR, like those weird puzzles, which is fine, but the enemies actually being difficult and reactive was way better than anything in Alyx. Yeah. Those VR puzzles were like nifty and all. I mean, they were well executed. The sounds and everything were great, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's like, come on, this is like a 2-year-old's game, it's practical. It's like those puzzles in Alyx were like one step away from like the box with the cutout holes, and you gotta put the right block in the hole. That's basically what that was, right? So that was dumb. And then the enemies, I'll tell you a story about playing Half-Life Alyx. When I was playing in VR, in the middle of a gunfight, and it I was like, oh, this is awesome. This is so tense. It's like real. It's like a real gunfight. And then, someone, I heard a knock at the door. So I was like, oh, okay, I got to go get the door. So I took the headset off, put it down. I didn't pause the game because it was like, I had to go right then. So I put the headset down and went, talked to my neighbor for, 15 minutes, came back, put the headset back on, expecting to, reload my last save. And I'm just still there, and all the enemies are just standing around me, just pretending to shoot at me. They had killed me in that whole 15 minutes. I was just AFK. So clearly, there's no difficulty curve in a VR game. I mean, I guess the headset was on the floor. Maybe if I'd set it at head level, they would have killed me. It's like they'll get you if you're just standing still at head level, but you can just curl up in the fetal position and you'll be fine. I should test that in the Half-Life 2 VR mod. I should see if they can actually outsmart that move or if that's just the ultimate checkmate in a VR game. But yeah, I feel like it could be done where an enemy could still hit you even if you put your headset down. That shouldn't be the ultimate strategy, but it is. Harrison says, interesting environments, interactive physics, and reactive enemies work in both VR and non-VR, but seeing it in VR just feels better. It takes it to a new level. Yeah, exactly. Everything, and that's another reason I think VR hasn't really taken off, is because it's hard to show someone how cool it is, because if you show them video, like a YouTube video of a VR game, it doesn't look that cool. It's like, yeah, you see like the cool like natural motion and everything, but it just doesn't compare to when you actually put it on and you realize like, whoa, like I'm here, and like, you walk out and you see something and you're like, oh, I feel like I could reach out and touch that thing. Like, that's what makes VR really cool, and people can't experience that unless they physically put on the headset, and obviously there's lots of barriers to entry to doing that. So that's one of the many factors that's contributed to VR's ultimate neglect and overall lameness. So maybe we can start making that change. It's the same reason the mod that strips the VR out of Alex makes it the most uninteresting game ever. I can't imagine how boring that would be. Half-Life Alex without playing it in VR. And what would be the point? I mean, nothing happens in the story anyway, really. So, until the last cinematic, which you could just watch on YouTube. Yeah. Alright, that's enough trash talking for now. I'm gonna give this one more try. And if it doesn't work, whatever. We gave it the best we got. I should see if... I wonder if these skeletons actually match perfectly. What's all this? Oh, the bones are missing from the bind pose. I wonder if that's a problem. I have two of these now. Okay, that doesn't... Okay. Neat. think maybe we're onto something now. So we've got our neutral rig, and our animations are applying to it. Nice. Okay. That's the run. That's not the one we need. We need the fire. Did not import my animation clip. Why? This is really not making my life simple right now. Yeah, that's about right. Now that was an enemy animation. So right. You are so right. Let's see what's actually in this FBX file. Let's check something here. Let's compare these in Maya. Oh, okay. Might tell us something. Can you all hear all that work being done outside? It's pretty loud. Hopefully it's not too disruptive. Get a second Maya open here. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to compare the skeleton hierarchy between this animation and the other one to see if maybe there's something amiss between the two. Ah. And it's possible that's the problem. This one... Oh, it might be scaled differently too. But yeah, so these have a locator as their root. This one has a group as the root. Maybe that'll work. Let's try this. Create a locator named skeleton. Parent that. Let's see if we can do something with this. Let's see if we can tell it to use that skeleton and import our animation. Imported bone transform is different from original. No kidding. Huh. Well, I don't know, guys. These guys either have glass wrists or they're firing 50 cal pistols. Oh, that's a 50 cal pistol, alright. Okay, so there's something different between these two. Oh, hello, Warden King. Welcome to the stream. So this game is about, that's it playing up in the corner there, the original version of it. It's a VR game, and the idea is you're the administrator of a computer network trying to fend off a DDoS attack, basically. And so that takes the form of wave defense. So you've got these enemies that are all like, you know, there's all kinds of different enemies, like from security guards, like troopers, to, you know, weird, like, you know, sci-fi enemies and, like, you know, headless horsemen and stuff like that. It's the same universe as this game that's playing up there. That's our first game, called Root. But yeah, so the idea is like this kind of Tron-inspired, like, you know, wave defense game where you're, you know, an administrator defending your system. And yeah, so for the new version that we're kind of working on, we want to get it, we want it to be kind of more like, update the gameplay to be locomotion VR based, and it'll be more like John Wick inspired. So like kind of gun fu. Can I zoom in on the enemy model? Yeah. Yeah, here he is. This is just one character, we've got others. But yeah, so I've been working today trying to retarget some of our old animations to this new character rig that I've been working on. And it's been a little tricky so far, but we're getting there. And yeah, so we started this game a long time ago, and now we're kind of rebooting it. So trying to get all that old, trying to take all the old stuff that we did that's still good and kind of salvage it. It's pretty tricky. Right, yeah, and then we're making the jump from Unity to Unreal. So that's fun. It has indeed been a journey, as Harrison says. Alright, so I'm trying to figure out why this is all different. Because these differences in the armature should not be like enough to ruin everything. Maybe this is the best bet, just starting this from scratch and just kind of doing them one at a time. That could be the trick too. I think I forgot to add those IK goals earlier. right? So that's a rig retargeter for him. Okay, so I also need one for the other one. Nice. Okay, that actually looks pretty good. Okay, now we need a actual IK retargeter. So close. Hmm. Oh, it's so close. Maybe we can use that as a hit reaction. I jest. Okay, well now I'm sure the problem is this isn't in its neutral pose. So I need to find a way. It's like my problem is a step back. I've got no problem importing this, but I do have a problem importing it and applying it to the T pose. This is why keeping your rigs clean is so important. Because when you lose that bind pose, everything becomes very complicated. So what I need to do is get this animation playing properly on a neutral skeleton, and then I think that the retarget will work fine. So at least I made my, I learned how this works. That's good. Yeah, but see, it's all, yeah, okay. I think I see what's wrong. I don't know if I can fix it, though. I think we can. Let's give it another try. So the first step is getting all these rigs consistent. I think part of the problem, maybe part of the problem is scale. Interesting. Whatever. Oh, this is awful. The root bone is not even centered on the origin. Very cool. What were we thinking? got this, and I've got this. Hang on, why is this keyed? Alright, here's my idea. I just referenced this in so I can see it relative to the main skeleton. That way we can at least get stuff matching up right. Alright, cool. Uh-oh, what's going on there? Oh. Got a little weird stretching or something going on. Okay, but most of our problem seems to be centered on the fact that these are not scaled the same or centered the same. These two are, which is why they work. Perhaps. Is there a way to... I'm a little worried about the namespaces. Maybe it won't matter. Let's try it. Oh, just straight up failed with no explanation or warning, huh? Love to see it. Failed. Failed. Fail, fail, fail. Why? Oh, this is very frustrating. The run animation works great, but that's not the animation I want. Well, when I open this one, it just doesn't bring in the animation at all. It looks like the same hierarchy though, so I'm confused. Alright, so they're different sizes. That really shouldn't even matter though. I wonder, can I just copy the frames? from this one to that one. That would be pretty cool. What do we have now? Oh, great. Love it. Alright, I think I'm gonna give up on this. It was worth a try. Maybe I'll figure it out later, but I don't think I'm gonna subject you guys to any more of that. Anyway, so yeah, this is Deadlock. It's still in the early stages of getting everything back up and running, but should be moving along soon, I hope. Sometimes stuff just doesn't want to cooperate. Alright, well, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Yeah, I'm gonna sign off, and yeah, I hope you all have a great rest of the day. Alright, peace out.